He's still in cousin. You already know what time it is. Animated horror stories. Animated horror stories. Ding, 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 ding. I'm like, they say these ones. Well, first of all, we at Mr. Creepy House. And you see that the video is an hour and a half. So we about to do the hour and a half. We about to split it up. Split it up. So I think these are like a lot of Valentine's Day horror stories. And we usually only do Valentine's Day horror stories in February. But it's okay. Let's see what's going on because Valentine's Day be getting to folks. But it's 12 horror stories animated, too creepy for you. And then it says a compilation of the February ones. So let's see what's up in here. Please feel free to go support our cousin Mr. Creepy. Go over there, subscribe to the channel, come back over here, chill, relax, and be at peace. Let's get up in here. Please go grab a blunt, grab a bottle of water, grab a bag of chips, and grab a blanket so you can be snug. Upright, upright.
Hate Valentine.
The following stories are loosely inspired based on true events. All of the characters taking place in this video are fictional. In reality, no one was hurt, mentally or physically. If your ass is a child, get up out of here. He says 16 plus. Over here, it's 18 plus. I be clicking, no, this video ain't for kids. If you 16, I'm sorry to tell you, you still a kid. So you shouldn't even be seeing this over here. But I love y'all. Yeah, let's get up in here. If you lied on your thing, don't be telling your mama you scared and it's your big cousin's fault. Don't do that.
Well, I most certainly hate Valentine's Day, but not for the same reason other people do. I didn't just hate it, but I feared anything related to that day. It all started from an incident a few years ago that still haunts me every time I sleep.
Also to mention, we skip anyone that we already seen. We ain't got time for doubles today.
4 years ago, I was a freshman at a college in Iowa. I had a classmate named Irene. At first, she seemed like a rather eccentric girl, but after some chit-chat, I realized I actually liked her, and we soon became friends. The only thing I didn't know was that Irene had a crush on me. I mean, we had been close for a long time, and I liked her too, but we were just friends.
But you like her?
However, back at that time, Irene crossed the line. She started stalking me, and it made me extremely uncomfortable.
Damn,
she
girl,
often accidentally appeared in front of me when I went to the library or supermarket. However, I couldn't just tell her how upset I was because I didn't want to upset her. But that turned out to be the wrong decision. One time, Irene even broke into my house, and that was the first time we had a serious quarrel.
What the fuck is you doing up in my house?
That day, after returning home from the supermarket, I was startled to see Irene jumping out of nowhere. She was wearing heavy makeup and holding a box of chocolates in her hands.
Happy Valentine's Day!
How'd you get in my house?
What are you doing? How did you get into my house?
Come on now, important
You've been avoiding me lately. I'm busy, Irene. Just get out of my house. Now! Charles, I like you. Be my Valentine. Are you crazy? Don't cross the line. We're just friends. So stop it and get out.
Stop that.
Upon seeing my unpleasant attitude, Irene glared at me with scary eyes. She'd never looked at me like that, as if turning into a different person. Irene rushed over and strangled me. Did she want to kill me?
She did.
How dare you! No one is allowed to say no to me!
Girl, well, this is the first time.
Let me
That strong boy punch up!
I struggled to push her body out of my house and closed the door. But Irene didn't leave. She stood outside and looked at me with hateful eyes. I tried to stay calm and told her, "Go away.
or I'll call the police. That's when she finally left. Our friendship was ruined, and I didn't want to see her face anymore. I even wanted to drop out of school to avoid her, but I couldn't leave my future unfinished over such a trivial matter. That night, when I took the trash out, I felt like someone was watching me. Someone was right behind my back. I could even hear very soft footsteps on the ground. My heart beat very fast in my chest. Sensing danger, I quickly walked back to the house without daring to look back.
Swing! Start swinging!
And that was when I saw a disheveled homeless man with red eyes and yellow teeth standing right in front of me.
You better fight, boy! Him what? He
and then punched me in the face. Before realizing anything, I fell to the ground and immediately fainted.
I would have fainted too.
I woke up dimly to find myself sitting on a chair. My head still hurt like hell. Everything gradually became clear. There was a banquet table with candles and flowers. Looked like a romantic date on Valentine's Day.
Girl,
I looked around and tried to figure out where I was, but I had no clue about this place. Everything was shabby, and I could smell the stench wafting through the air.
Ah, he's awake. Come out here.
Irene? What the? Hello, Charles! I was so sad when you said mean things to me the other day.
Mwah. My little girl, if you want anything, I'll take it for you at any cost.
He's your dad?
And
You're all insane! Irene sat down at the dining table, and her father sat next to me. He gave me a scary look, like he was ready to eat me alive should I do something wrong. Irene picked up the pieces of chocolate and stuffed them in her throat. She leaned forward to kiss me, but I tried to avoid it. Her father grabbed me by the head, and those disgusting lips pressed against mine. I vomited right after that horrible kiss, which made them burst out laughing like crazy.
How'd you get out?
After finishing the meal, Irene took out a drill. The sly smile on her face scared me to death. Daddy, I think we should drill a hole in his head and pour boiling water in, so his mind will be numb and he will stay with me forever. She approached me with a drill in hand while her father held my head firmly. I couldn't get out of this hell. I was so scared that my throat constricted. My whole body went numb and I could no longer feel everything around me. I tried to move under the ropes that bound my flesh, and the moment the Reaper was about to take my soul, the drill stopped working. While they struggled to fix it, I loosened the ropes. Irene accidentally drilled into her father's head, and for the first time in my life, I heard such a painful scream. I ran out of that scary house and didn't dare to turn back. I ran straight into the forest until my whole body was exhausted and she wasn't chasing me. I managed to find a house nearby and asked for help. The host let me in and then called 911. When the police arrived, they quickly caught the injured father, but Irene escaped. From that moment, I lived in fear that she would come back and take revenge on me.
I would too, boy. You better watch out. You better swing this time. Because you ain't swing last time.
I am your most precious birthday present.
Eric and I had been a couple for over a month, and that day he invited me to his birthday party. To be honest, I was incidentally unprepared for it. Great, not knowing your boyfriend's birthday after a month together? Of course I couldn't resist his invitation, so I arrived at the party with reluctance. While on the way there, I expected to see 100 of his friends gathering in the yard singing happy birthday, and his relatives too. I was kind of embarrassed to encounter them, but upon arriving, I was surprised by the still air, strangely simple decoration, and the gloominess of the house.
Where are the guests? Have they come yet?
What are you talking about? The guests who?
Your guests, I mean your friends and your family.
Oh, baby, there's nobody here, just the two of us. I want to spend this wonderful night with you. I was quite surprised to hear this because Eric was kind of a sociable person. But anyway, wasn't it so sweet? I was immensely happy to think that I had finally found my perfect other half. He seemed to appreciate me. I sat down at the dining table in a euphoric mood.
I can't wait to see the gift you prepared for me. It must be very special. Well, of course. I am your most precious birthday present. Are you serious? You're my birthday present?
So, you're mine. I can do whatever I want with you, right?
Of course you can, honey.
Eric was strangely excited, even squealing with joy like a wild animal. He walked up to me and started mumbling something, and his face turned extremely monstrous. Feeling insecure, I made an excuse to go home.
Oh, it's quite late now. Maybe I should leave.
You go get his gift now.
Oh, baby, you are my gift, so you're not allowed to go anywhere. This precious gift, I will preserve you carefully. I won't let you rot.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I will keep you by my side, just how I kept my other birthday presents.
Oh,
Eric
Lord.
came to my side and roughly lifted me up. He dragged me away like a Barbie doll. I tried to get away, but he was too strong for me. He squeezed my arm so tightly like he wanted to crush it.
Let me go! Let me go! You're insane, you freak! Let me go! What are you doing? Where are you taking me? Eric! Eric! Stop!
Eric just dragged me deeper into the house. I realized I was heading straight for the room at the end of the hallway. I was so freaked out about what kind of monster my boyfriend had just turned into. I didn't expect that a romantic date would become a night of horror like this.
Let me go, you freaking weirdo! Let me go!
Girl, who is you screaming?
Be good. You told me you're my gift, and I could do anything with you.
Boy, you know she ain't.
You're crazy. Let me go.
I knew this wasn't a joke or a stupid prank at all. Eric grabbed my arm tightly and made it hurt like hell. He pushed me into the cellar and locked the door.
Stay here, and I will be right back.
Please, let me out! No! I am not your toy!
I looked around the room in hopeless tears to find so many other toys and birthday presents neatly arranged on the shelves. Perhaps this was his secret room to store birthday presents. I noticed 3 very large gift boxes placed in the middle of the room, so I opened one of them out of curiosity. My whole body froze, and my feet were pinned to the ground. Inside was a dried corpse, lying in a terrifying, contorted position. So terrified, I staggered to the door and kept banging wildly.
Let me go, please! I take back my words! I'm not your birthday present!
I have one for you in the car.
The door swung open. Eric was standing in front of me with a silver water bottle in his hand, and behind him was an empty gift box.
Yeah.
Come on. Take this, and it can keep you in the best condition.
Don't you drink
You're
that.
insane. Stay away from me, please. Take this, or you will rot.
He struggled to pour the potion into my mouth. I tried to fight for my life by keeping my mouth shut and pushing him away. When I found out that I had pepper spray in my pocket, I quickly pulled it out and sprayed it on his face.
Ah! You little punk! Ah!
While he was still writhing in pain, I ran away from that place. I didn't dare to look back, even through the sound of his heavy footsteps as they echoed behind me. With all the strength I had, I managed to find help from the neighbors nearby. Police quickly arrived at the scene and arrested that madman. They also found the gift boxes in the basement, and the bodies were identified as belonging to girls who had gone missing years ago, on exactly his birthday.
Yeah.
Maybe they were just gullible girls like me who trusted such a pervert when they said, "I am your birthday present."
And that's whose fault? Whose fault is that but y'all? Why would you? Will you be my Valentine? No.
Jesus, Alex, are you stalking me? Where have you been? Were you with that guy Jack again?
We were not officially a couple yet, but he had been clingy and controlling, which made me nauseous. So I just locked the door and left him outside, screaming like a maniac.
Evelyn, open the door! We need to talk! Evelyn!
Leave her alone.
It was Valentine's Day. Alex invited me to his house to see the surprise he prepared for me. I was so fed up with his face that I couldn't feel the way he felt. Anyway, this could be a chance for me to put an end to this ambiguous relationship. Around 6 o'clock, I arrived at his house to find that all the lights were off. I entered the house and turned on the light switch.
Happy Valentine's Day!
Looking at the wilted flower bouquet, I felt discomfort instead of being happy. I didn't expect him to decorate the house for Valentine's Day like that. He looked so happy to see me receiving the flowers. He led me to the dining room where a hearty dinner was awaiting. Well, I couldn't be delighted at all because I was there to break up with him. Alex still looked at me lovingly while cutting up the steak for me. I tried a bit, but it didn't taste good. "Alex, I have something to tell you." "I have something to tell you, too." "I'm breaking up with you."
He was about to tell you.
Suddenly, Alex's face changed. He seemed so shocked, and I could even feel him shaking. Though I'd prepared myself for this situation, his overaction was out of my expectation. Anyway, I had no intention of taking back what I just said.
Girl, get up and leave.
Alex suddenly burst out laughing like a psycho. Did he go insane?
He did. Immediately.
What do you mean? Just, this relationship just doesn't work. We're over. After that, I thought it was time to go. But as soon as I got up, I suddenly felt dizzy. My limbs had no strength left. What did you do with the... When I woke up, I found myself tied up in a chair. In front of me was an altar with a carved wooden head on it. There were some crystal stones on the table. I almost jumped out of my skin when I saw that the statue looked like my face. Also, on the wall were many pictures of me, including those from when I was in high school, and pictures that I swear I never had any idea were taken. Alex, why did he make an altar for me? And how did he get those pictures?
He's been stalking you since then.
Anyone out there? Help! Help me!
Knowing that he's just waiting
I screamed, only to hear nothing back. No one heard me. I was so scared that I burst into tears. God, why was this happening to me? You really don't remember me, Evelyn?
Damn.
His voice gave me chills. Alex was no longer gentle to me. Now, with a knife in his hands, he walked towards me smugly. We even went to the same high school together. Alex? High school? I got so confused. Yeah, I looked closely at him, and his eyes were so familiar. That's right, I finally remembered. When I was in high school, there was this guy in my class named Alex. But he was just an untidy, thick-glassed, snobby nerd with messy hair. He was really hideous and was often bullied by other students. Now he was so different that I didn't even notice. But this memory only made me tremble more. Our relationship was going so well, and you loved me. So what do you mean we're over?
I never loved you! Liar!
Say that stuck in the
5 years ago, you smiled at me, and I understood your feelings since then. You've still loved me.
Bro, you better act.
You're wrong.
You better act.
I never smiled at you.
He went totally insane, desperately scratching his face. He didn't accept the fact that I didn't have any feelings for him. Did he misunderstand and really think I'd fallen in love with him since high school? I became more and more freaked out, trying to find a way to untie the rope.
I would do anything for you. Look at this!
He screamed and unbuttoned his shirt. God, he had the words, "Will you be my Valentine?" hideously tattooed on his body.
Boy, now that's on there forever.
I did it myself.
You gotta act like you did that for every girl you come over.
Isn't it pretty?
No!
I did it for you! Alex, you are insane! Insane? Yes! I'm insane for you!
He smiled
Holy crazy
pervertedly,
face. He said yes.
took a knife, and walked towards me without knowing that I was untied. I immediately grabbed the wooden statue and hit him on the head. Alex cried out in pain. I just waited for that and quickly ran away. He was quick to catch me, but I struggled to make him panic just as much.
Let go of me, you bastard! Don't leave me! You are my Valentine! You belong to me!
Those perverted words were still spilling from his stinky mouth. I had no control over the situation, and I thought the knife had done its part. Opening my eyes, I saw blood gushing out of Alex's stomach. He looked at me in shock, stepping back. I was so scared that I left him and ran away.
Evelyn, don't go! Evelyn!
Stop calling her. Leave her alone.
I reported what happened to the police, but when they arrived, there were only bloodstains and a strange altar there. Alex had disappeared without a trace and then was wanted everywhere. I finally got my normal life back. A year later, I received an envelope. The content of the letter was, "Will you be my Valentine again?"
Crazy. Office lockdown.
Since that terrifying incident, I told myself that I would never stay overtime again. No matter how much money they pay me, I swear I won't work the night shift again.
What happened?
After the New Year's holidays are over, I often have to work overtime. Sometimes I even have to sleep in the office. That's right, I'm an IT guy who develops websites. At that time, so many people booked tickets to travel on our website. Therefore, it made the website prone to problems. People like us would have to be on duty regularly to fix errors in time. But in return, my overtime salary is also extremely high. So I also work hard to have money to buy the Tesla car that I dream of. That day, as always, I stayed overtime with my colleague, Alex. The whole office was quiet in the dark, only the two of us with the lights on. While both were yawning from sleep, suddenly a security guard came in. "Why are you two still here at this hour?" "Why do you ask? We have to work overtime every day." "Oh, sorry guys. Today is my first day at work." "Why are you wearing a camera on your chest?" Well, I don't know. The company requires me to wear it." "Okay then." He scratched his head and then started walking around our office looking in every nook and cranny. I let it go because I thought it was the obvious thing that security guards should do. Alex and I continued to work without paying attention to that security guard.
Y'all finna get robbed.
About an hour later, suddenly the shrill alarm bells rang again and again. I was bewildered to see Alex not understanding what was going on. At that moment, the security guard ran up to us and said out of breath, "You two, hurry up. Move upstairs. The building has been locked down. An armed criminal broke in."
Criminal? How is that possible? Well, don't ask. Life comes first. Let's go.
We immediately gave up all our work to save our lives. The security man said that the criminal just entered the building, but unfortunately we were right on the second floor of the building, so we would have to go to a higher floor to avoid him. In the quiet atmosphere of the building, we were extremely nervous and restless. The corridor was now longer than ever. I tiptoed to try to not make a sound. With every step, my heart skipped a beat. We tried to open the exit doors but couldn't, and the killer could be anywhere we couldn't anticipate. The sound of the chainsaws rang out, followed by an ear-splitting scream that echoed throughout the corridor. We turned our heads involuntarily and saw a dark figure standing at the end of the corridor. In his hand was a chainsaw still dripping with blood. On the floor was his victim. The three of us didn't tell anyone, so we ran for life and died.
John, help me!
Alex, come on!
Cramps!
Hurry! He's getting closer. Hurry!
Grab him!
I rushed over to help Alex while the killer was getting closer and closer to us. The sound of the chainsaw made my heart beat so fast that my body gradually heated up. The nerves in my body became more sensitive as I felt that death was coming very close. But Alex still couldn't get up. As I struggled to help Alex, the security guard grabbed my arm roughly and dragged me away, leaving behind Alex, who was screaming in vain.
John, please don't leave me! John! What are you doing? No, I can't leave him! Let go!
If you want to die with him, then just do it. Just then, Alex's scream of pain resounded behind my back. I didn't dare turn my head to look at him. Everything was so barbaric, beyond my tolerance. The security man led me to a storage room for toiletries, and as soon as I stopped, I threw up because I had received so much shock in a short period of time.
It's all your fault. If you hadn't pulled me, I could have saved him.
Are you crazy? Didn't you see how close he was? Without me, you wouldn't be standing here. Hearing these words, I felt extremely helpless. I scoured the storage room for a self-defense weapon. I told myself that if I can't save my colleagues, then I must at least save myself. And that's when I accidentally found something in the corner of the room, right on the shelf next to the detergent bottles. It was a camera.
Why is this camera in here?
I picked up the camera and was about to show it to the security guard when I suddenly caught sight of his crazy grin. Immediately, my whole body was engulfed in darkness. He raised his knife tried to stab me, but instinctively I stopped him.
You! What do you want?
You found out too soon. Ruined the great movie.
You!
Movie?
Are you the one who came up with these tricks?
This is the truest horror movie of my career. His face turned cold as he continued to thrust the knife at me. I tried my best to resist him. Seeing the glass spray bottle on the shelf, I tried to reach for it and spray it right in his face. He was constantly screaming and cursing me. I quickly pushed him aside and ran out of the storage room.
Did you grab the knife?
The story didn't end there. I left there, but I had to go to the toilet at the end of the corridor to hide because I was exhausted right after fighting that fake security man. It was empty there, but the feeling of fear and insecurity still surrounded me because there were two of them and I had nothing in my hand. I tried to gather the pieces of my broken spirit to regain my composure and find a way out of this hell on earth. Meanwhile, the sound of footsteps approaching became clearer and clearer. My heart felt like it was about to burst because the enemy was approaching, but my mind was completely empty, no means to defend myself.
Damn it! Damn it! Where is he? Shit!
Dang, even gonna open the stove?
I managed to get up in time to climb to the ceiling vent. Holding my breath, I watched the two killers frantically open each bathroom door, but couldn't find me. Fortunately, both of them then helplessly left. That's when my body could finally relax.
Don't relax too much.
I struggled to determine the direction and was finally able to crawl out of the building. I risked my life to jump into the trash can in the alley just below the building.
Hurry up.
Using what little strength I had left, I managed to call a passerby for help and call the police. Soon, the police were present at the scene, but the other two murderers escaped in time. I thought Alex was dead, but a miracle happened. He was still alive and was treated in time.
Oh, he's never gonna talk to you again. Ever. Ever, ever. Okay, y'all, I did a good... Oh! I did a good 4. Did a good 4 stories. I loved y'all. The next video, I'm either gonna do another 4 or I'll finish the other 8 out. Who knows? Let me know how you felt. It was two Valentine's Day ones. Well, you could basically do 3 Valentine's Day ones. Well, 2 crazy people, 2 Valentine's Day crazy people. Let me know how you felt. Let me know which one was your favorite. I'll say that last one was good because why would you let that man drag you? And that killer ain't no real killer because you left that man alive, but you killed that woman. And that woman looked dead, but that man was still alive. How was he still alive? And then, why would he find the camera and then be like, oh, I found the camera? Like, why would you do that? And you know you pointed out the camera on that man's security outfit already. And he was like, oh, it's no such thing. But when did you ever see a security with the camera on? Like, y'all don't be thinking. What? The third one, I hate when people get, like, you're tied up and they start talking shit. Because if you don't lie, that man said, you know, he was about to kill you. And you want to sit here and be talking all that big shit. We don't know what happened to him because he got away. Mm, mm, mm. And y'all need to start stalking people when they pop up at your door. Immediately. The first one, that man could have just socked that man immediately. He grabbed his arm. He needed to start swinging. Mm, 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 mm. He ain't even swing at all. But that's let me know how you feel. Let me know if I should what. Let me know in the comments what you want. You want 4 more stories so I can split up the video, or you want the other 8? Let me know in the comments. I love y'all. And so next time, goodbye.